Check, check, check. Oh, shit is live. It's live and alive. This is episode 28 of the I Don't Know What to Do With My Life podcast. And let me open this beer real quick. Oh, shit, I can't get it. I get it started with the teeth and then bring it home with the finger. Ooh. All right. The main vein topic. New format. Episode 26 was the format. All the others aren't. Up to 32, but this one is. Main vein topic is going to be death. Oh, it's a good one. Death, yo, as I'm drinking this beer. And it is getting as hot as death in my apartment right now. Shit is getting brutal. Yeah, the heat is rising. So death, like it smells in here. People feel weird about it. I don't know. People have different viewpoints on it. Different cultures. Oh, shit. I always felt like, I don't know, it's weird when someone dies in my family. Or, I mean, I guess we haven't had a death in the immediate family, so it's not someone we ever really had a huge relationship with, but I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, when someone says like, oh, my grandma died, it was such a shock. I was like, really? It's your grandma, dude. How old is she? Like, geez. I saw that in a movie, and they're like, oh my God, I have to go. My great aunt died. And they were all upset. And it's just like, how do you not know that's coming? I don't know, but people get so disconnected from death, especially in America, which is weird because we love guns and all that a ton, and I do. But everything is sort of removed from death here. It's like, the cuts of meat at the freaking Walmart, they don't look like animals anymore. It's processed way down. I guess that's how you do it also, but I just want to buy like the leg of a fucking deer. Take that shit home. Oh, that beer is nice. Jeez. Yeah, but we get like removed from it to the point where I guess it is surprising, even though it's logical. I don't know. So my grandpa died when he was 80. And when I heard, I was like, oh man. You kind of go numb a little and you feel kind of weird, but it's like, I don't know. I didn't like break down crying because I was like, well, 80s. I remember the year he was born, like 1933. I was like, do you know what was going on in history just after that? Like during that time in America and then in Europe, right? Oh my God, dude. It's a long time. It's a long haul. Oh, I'm drinking an old German premium lager. The lowest of the low. Speaking of death, that beer is going to take me right there. Oh. No, but being removed from it that much, I think the deal is it happens, it's a shock. Like, I think for me, the reason it wasn't, I was thinking about why wasn't that the case? And when we were kids, all we ever fucking did was go fishing. That's all we fucking did. And as soon as we got old enough to get guns, all we did was go fishing and then go shooting guns. And shooting birds. And I remember my first kill. I distinctly remember that because I went up in the woods with a BB gun to shoot birds because I was from Iowa originally. It's where we lived for a long time. We couldn't even swim and shit when we came to Liberty Lake here in Washington. So I definitely didn't. I had the BB gun in Iowa, but I wasn't like set loose with it in the woods. We were in the backyard in like a freaking low-income neighborhood. Wow. Oh, that was legit. So I went up there thinking, oh, it's going to be fucking easy. I know how to shoot a gun, and I couldn't kill shit for, it was a while. It was like multiple trips of failure, and I couldn't do it, and I don't know why. And then I remember this one time I was up going to where the tanks used to be in Liberty Lake. Oh, this is deep. If anyone ever knew, oh my God, no one would know. But there's a spot right off the road. You're driving up in the mountains here, over the mountain, as it's on the side of the lake here. So it's just right off the road. And I was right off the road. I could have gone way up in the trees, but I saw birds straight up above me. And I was right off the road, and I was looking around. I was like, there's fucking no one here. I'm just going to take one shot straight up. So I took a shot straight up. He's sitting there. And it missed him completely. Man, I was terrible. All right, and then he didn't move. So I pumped it up again. This was my 8 pump. So I had to pump it 8 fucking times, dude. That's what she said. What's up? So I had to pump that shit. And beer. I took another shot. It hit the branch right next to him. Pew! And he still didn't fucking move. And I must have done this like 6 times, dude. Okay? This fucking bird just sat there. I don't know if he was sleeping or if he was sick or... Then on the last shot, shot number 19, I hit him. Boom. And he came, I came down and stuff, and he crashed and he died. Or I had to shoot him again. The facts of life. And it was crazy. I was like young. That was my first kill. And it was weird because I didn't have to stalk that animal at all. I didn't have to employ any skill. I just actually completed the task. And then for some reason, from that point on, every single time I went to the woods, I killed something. It was like this, all of a sudden I knew how to like stalk them, and I knew how to like listen for them first. And when you hear them, you follow that sound, and then as soon as you acquire the visual, locking in. I don't know what it was. It was like just completing the act just seemed to give me all the skills, even though I didn't have to do that on the first kill. It was very weird. But I wonder if that's, so then after that, it was just hunting, and the way I see it is, you shot all these birds, what a waste, you just killed them for nothing. But, they rot and they go into the ground, a fucking plant pops up right there, a fucking flower or some shit. That's just how it works. Or a coyote comes along and eats it. A lot of the time, that's probably what happened because it was out in just the extreme area. Something was going to come eat it. Another bird, probably a magpie or a crow or some shit. But yeah, so I had that as a kid before I even thought about having feelings about it. And I think that was a thing. I think what happens with, some vegans, not all, because I had friends that they're just like, oh no, I just don't eat that. I was like, oh, whatever, I don't care. They're not like, but I think some people, when they get extra sensitive, is if they come in too late on it or something. It's like he's 25 the first time he sees something die, and it's like, oh my God, or too old, because I was like 8. I shouldn't have even had the BB gun, but you should, honestly, because that's what we're really supposed to be doing. But if you come into it late with the death on the animals, I mean, it is shocking in one sense, but it is just the way it is too. And then when you're a little kid and you know nothing. Every fish I ever caught, if it was longer than 6 inches, I ate it. And I never even thought or heard of catch and release until I was like 19. And I worked at a sporting goods store. So when it's just natural and it's just bred into you, and that's just the way it is, Native American style. Not that I'm Native American, or I have a little in me, but we all have a little in us. Because we all know, shit, can't breathe. We all know how to like live off the land, like... I mean, we don't know. Not all of us know, but somewhere inside of you, you fucking know. So your body, like, knows. It's like memory from stuff you haven't even done, but it's like nature, So then it could be a problem. Thinking about the animals that die and stuff, and, and how they put them in barns and stuff in the United States, which sucks. But it is at the same time, I always see both sides. That sucks, but then at the same time, if you're coming at it from the government side, how are we going to feed millions and millions of people, tons of people? How are we going to make sure that Walmart always has steak? How do we do that? How do we do that and raise it like Kobe beef? Like, where they have like, they had a huge cage and they had 3 cows in there. They had so much space they had. They were just like laying it. I thought they gave them like some fucking like crazy like hand jobs or like fucking massages and listen to music. Ooh, that was nice. And they even said they tried the music and they didn't notice the difference, so they stopped. But like, no, they don't do a shit. They just give them a lot of space. But the problem is, you can't do that. 3 cows per. You would take up half of the United States, if not more, if you did that to every cow that you know. It's so I understand on both sides. That's not ideal. But what else are you going to do? And also, we're the only animals who actually... aren't we the only animals who ever care about how we kill something? I don't think there's another animal in the animal kingdom that is concerned with the way it kills something. I think it just wants to fucking get the job done and eat it. Which you can't blame it. That's if you ever hung out in the woods long enough, it's brutal. You're about to fucking stab a squirrel with a stick and just eat it after a certain amount of time, and it's tough. Oh, yeah, it's real tough, son. But we get removed from it in our cool cities and shit. But if you have it young enough and it is just part of you, it's not shocking. It's just the way it is. And it's weird that people don't understand, too. Like even Ashton, my girl, she was like, because I want to get a pet bird. I've always had pet birds, and the best pet birds I had were the parakeets, the little tiny ones. And for whatever reason, coincidentally, the ones that were the best were the all white ones. I had 2 of them. One was Steve, he was later, and one was Mo. And they were like people. They were like family. It had a bunch of other birds in between, but they were mean. Only the white ones were nice, and they would like sit on my shoulder, and they liked me and stuff. The other ones like bit me, and they're mean. I didn't like them. But, you know, Ashton wonders, you know, how you love birds so much and shit and all this, but don't you shoot them? Didn't you shoot them all the time? I'm like, yeah, that is the thing. Is that when you get that close to an animal out in its natural world and you understand it that way, you appreciate it more than someone who hasn't done that. I appreciate it way more. I stalked this bitch in the forest, it's just, I don't know what it is. It's a weird thing. And then especially if you kill it and then eat it, then you love it even more. And people don't understand that when you kill the animal, there's a deeper connection. Shit is deep. Oh, and it tastes good too. That's the thing too. It's a delicacy to get that meat. Venison and elk, especially elk, I like. Everyone does. Everyone loves that shit. Everyone knows about that. I mean, not everyone, but you know. But it is, it's in nature so much, it's brutal. And we seem to at least try to kill the cows quickly to the point where they at least don't know what's going on. And I heard this one guy talking about, and it's like you don't want them to know what's going on because if they do, they get scared and they tense up. And then the meat tastes like shit. It's all tough because they tense. And I was like, wow, so it's not only the nice way to do it because, you know, I don't want to see it coming either. And if it's instant, that's great. Not only is it that, it is fucking, it also tastes better. It's a win all around. And that's why it almost seems like nature has like made that loophole. It's like if you do it this way, there's a reason you do it this way for multiple reasons. I don't know what it is. But, oh, more beer required. Yeah. You know, fishing too, it's like, fish they're different. I think you just get into the habit of, you know, that death is coming. Then when it comes to people, I guess later down the line, I wonder how it's going to be when it's an immediate family member. Like when it's like, you know, when it's your mom or dad or your brother or sister or something, well, especially if it's young. That's the only time when I really think, to me, it's shocking. If the guy was 25 and he had his life ahead of him, he died of cancer, it's like, oh, that's fucking, that's upsetting. and that's like, but if he's 93 and he's been everywhere on the planet, and it's like not surprising. That's a lucky way to go. So if it's young, yeah, obviously, geez, that's fucking shocking. And if it's tragic, then that's crazy. But if it's just the natural cycle towards the end, that's the great thing. And humans get that, they get that nice death where they just get Ashton's grandpa, he had the greatest, he was just like laid down, he's like, I'm just going to go sleep. And that was it. It's just like, wow, that is amazing. Holy shit. He was like, see you later. And just like went to sleep. And I was like, wow, that's it, dude. That's the nicest any animal has ever had it. Because in nature, they just like eat you from the legs up. And you're just like, when do I die? Holy shit. That happens in rare cases with humans, but we can at least get the chance for that nice death. Where it's like, hopefully, you could just be like, you just go to sleep one night, and then just boop. That'd be great. Because I'm asleep, I don't even know what's going on. I do some sleepwalking, some sleep stuff. It's crazy. It's episode 28. I don't know what to do with my life podcast. Jeez. Drinking a beer. Talking about death, primarily, and other things. Birds. Shooting birds, killing birds. The lake. Email in to the IDK WTD podcast at gmail.com. Yeah, I don't know what to do podcast at gmail.com. Email in about birds, killing. But I was always around people like that too. So I guess if you were in a different culture, because then I worked at Sportsman's Warehouse, which later became Wholesale Sports. Everyone in there, dude. Everyone loved fishing. Josh was fishing crazy. Joey, this guy that we used to know, ended up on a freaking fishing, on like the fucking real fishing network and shit. And he's from Liberty Lake. I saw him. I was on vacation in Portland here, ironically enough. And I was watching the TV. I was like, this motherfucker looks a lot like that Joey kid I knew who was always fishing on that. He had a beautiful dock his parents had where just bass were. You could just tell from looking at it. And so he just learned how to do it really well. And he got obsessed, Sure enough, it was fucking him on the goddamn thing. They show his name, Joey. I was like, God fucking damn it. If my parents would have let me get that deep into one fucking thing. Oh, damn. Well, I wonder what it'll be like when the parents die. I mean, it's not like they call me every day anyway, right? But it'd be weird. It would be weird. It's a weird thing, I guess, huh? I guess I could ask my parents about it. My dad, my grandparents on that side they're gone. They drank a lot. They did smoke for sure. A lot. So I don't know if that did. I don't know if that played a role. I'm pretty sure it did. They were also more fun too, though. I noticed that. I had way more fun going to that grandparents than the other. And the other, they kind of kept their shit together. Yeah, I never really, I don't remember ever seeing anyone really drunk when we went to Iowa to visit. It's a nice little town, Persia, Iowa. And, yeah, never even saw them getting smashed and shit. But on our side, oh man, left and right. But the people, I don't know. I guess there are a couple standouts on the Iowa side they're funny. But a lot of the Clarks are pretty funny. Clark nuts. Yeah, so it's always weird when like one dies. One dies and another is born. That is a cycle. And I wonder if I would have a kid. That's what Ashton and I were talking about. Because she looks crazy. I mean, you know how, like, I've heard, my friend said that. He's like, my girlfriend, she looks weird in a hot way. And I was like, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. She looks like a beautiful alien. It's like crazy, but it's like super hot. But she looks crazy and with their skin, and then me being all pale and looking like I do. At least I want to have a kid. That's at least half the reason, is just to see what it's going to look like. Yeah. And then another portion, 25%, maybe even more, is the fact that along your family tree, in the Clark family tree, it goes along, And then if it got to this year and me, and if I had some kids and shit, all of a sudden, in the bloodline, there would be African blood. All of a sudden, there'd just be these black people that started popping up, or brownish, out of nowhere, because in our genes, there's nothing near that. It's all like white people who own like taverns and shit, like bullet holes and clocks and shit like that hanging on the wall, like probably like gold panners and stuff. I don't even know. But it'd be funny that it took this long to get that into the blood. It'd be hilarious that it was me. This is what happened in this year, 2024. Someone got down. Crazy to see what it looks like. So when one dies, death. Another one is born. It's just weird that when one dies before getting to know the one that was born. Like I'm an adult now, for the most part, technically. So I could have like a conversation with my grandpa, I was like, what was 1933 like? Like, not that he would know, actually. 1943. You were 10. Oh my God. 44. It was going down in the world. But I don't know. Before you die, I guess you need to be in touch with people. I hope to maybe at 50, if I'm healthy, I'll start actually taking care of real emotional issues and gaining connections with people. Nah, that's a long time. Jeez. Probably 40. When is this going to stop? All the way to death. Pop in the neck. Don't do it. But I do miss Liberty Lake, and I miss the killing. No, I miss getting my, I never really thought about it as a kid, 'cause you don't think about, fucking money. I mean, you do, you're just like, I want it, but you don't actually think everything costs money. So in Liberty Lake, if I fucking lived there now, I'd have a fucking freezer full of fish. And if anything ever happened and I needed to quit my job and fuck off, I could do it for a while off of free food, That's a lot of free food. All those fish we ate. At one point, my dad was like, you guys got to start eating fish and quit bringing fish home. You're eating, we were overflowing the freezer. And we were eating them, too. That's just how many we were fucking getting. Just like hunting, same with the fishing. You just learn how to fucking get it. And there are even shortcuts. You can go down with the fucking spear and get them. We did all kinds of shit. And you just learn the spots on the lake, really. That's really what it is. Or if you just hang out in the shallows, you can kind of see. Sometimes you can get some perch with a bluegill. You can get a perch that's a pan perch. I miss that, though. And it's the cycle. It is the life and death shit. And we always just put our fish. I never wanted to hit them in the head or punch them. We just put them on ice. Alive. Sometimes we'd revive them later, but we just put them on ice alive, and they pretty much, I think they die after a certain amount of time when they're frozen. And also they're partially frozen when you chop their head off real fast, Well, that cycle is, it's just natural. It just feels, I don't know, to me it just feels right. I go down and it's oh yeah, cool. It just feels like that's what I'm supposed to do, and that's not weird in any way to go kill something to eat. And I would definitely go shoot a rabbit in 1 second if we lived in the right spot. Go shoot a rabbit and just bring that home and eat it. No freaking problem, dude. Shoot a couple of them. You know how many rabbits I killed in my day? Rabbits are stupid. You take a shot at them and miss, and they run away. But really what they do is they run 20 yards away, and then they stop again. They put their head up and they look. And then you just step up a few steps and you shoot them in the head. And you're just what? Why did you? And they'll do it over and over. I missed a rabbit 6 times before, and they just run up and then they stop and they just, You're like, what do you do? Oh, just keep running. I'll never catch you. But these loopholes in nature, I think they forget, or like, what was I doing? They just like put their head up again. I would totally do that. And at some point, I probably will. I don't know if I'll go that far back. Because that's like getting out into Kansas and Iowa and getting out there, Idaho. If you go far enough out and own some land, you're getting into that territory. Whereas Liberty Lake was cool because it's a mixture of both. We didn't go into the woods and kill stuff with BB guns to eat, but we got the food from the lake. It's a lake community, which is a little different than just being nothing but wilderness. Nothing but wilderness is you're going to go deer hunting. If I were to choose to live out in a place like that, I would take up, killing deer, elk hunting, because that's what's out there, dude. That's the shit. But if I'm by the lake, I can pretty much eat the fish. And then if I want to, like a lot of guys, you do go deer hunting out on people's property that or public land. And Idaho's right the fuck over there at Liberty Lake. I'd love to go back there someday. Commence the killing and the free fooding. Oh, the free food. That's a beautiful thing. Free food, and you kill it, but you do it yourself. Because if you're going to go to a supermarket and get it, you might as well have a hand in it. But I've been going to the Asian stores, Fubon specifically. It's tough to say right now. But I noticed, they don't see it's Asian, so they don't give a shit. Like the chickens have the feet on them still, and like the head. They have a whole section of just guts, just like intestines and crazy shit I've never even seen. They care a lot less about hiding it. And in other countries, I heard someone say on some travel show, they're like, if you go to certain other countries around the world, when you travel everywhere, you will see dead bodies. Like whether it be in like a ceremony, because in India they just have them out in the public. It's not a bad thing. It's just out there. Which I don't think is that weird, actually. I mean, a little weird, but not entirely. Open casket's a little weird. I don't really want to go see. I've never been to one. Is it weird that I want to see a dead body? But not like in a tragic way and not like in a perverse way. Just because I haven't, probably. And nothing's going to be there, and I'm not going to do anything to it, but it's just like... I just never have. And I've seen that with animals, and I've seen the process of the die. I don't want to see someone die. I want to see, like, after, cleaned up. I don't want to see anything crazy. But I just want to see, I don't know. But it's weird, though. Yeah, I don't want to see someone die. That's crazy. Fuck that, dude. Yeah, no, I don't want to see that. I saw a guy, a pedestrian, he got hit. He was covered by a sheet, though. And I was turning left, and it was like the thing where I glanced out of my right eye, and I saw like what looked like a person laying on the ground with a white sheet on him. But I don't really know because I couldn't really see, so I don't know if that counts. But it's weird though, because it would probably be very much like seeing a dead animal. You see a deer and it's laying there, it's dead. And you see a person who's laying there, it's dead. Just like, that's very similar. As far as nature is concerned, other than the fact that guy had like a name, we gave him like a bunch of numbers and stuff. So we attached a bunch of stuff to him. If we did that to a deer, we'd be upset too. It's like he had a full-time job. He had a driver's license, a wife and kids. But when you don't get to know him, it's just nature. It's just weird. It's a cycle of life. Oh, man, it's a good one. It's a good death subject. Episode 28 of the I Don't Know What to Do With My Life podcast. Email in about, funerals and stuff. Scottish people have cool funerals, I hear. The email is the idkwtdpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, just tell me about, funny funeral stories. Those do happen. I actually have some of those. I didn't even get into those. Well, wasted it. Oh, we'll do another death podcast. There's plenty of those. We didn't even get into killing yourself. We didn't get to anything. It's a big subject. You can just talk forever on this. This is more like death memories. Or the positivity of death. Or I don't know. Well, This has been the podcast. Email me. People in Wisconsin probably still listening. I don't know. I probably lost them. All right. I'm out, y'all.